Gaffer, we've been talking about how positive the camp has remained whilst we were on that run of defeats, and how is the camp now that we've picked up the 3 points last weekend?
There's always a buzz about when you win. I think winning football matches creates a good environment on the shop floor. I did feel that we weren't far away, and I thought to go to Leyton Orient and win in the manner that we did, I thought it was an excellent performance.
I'm sure people would have looked at that result on paper and been surprised that we went there and got the 3 points, but for people who've watched Sherborne and seen the performances, it's been coming, a result like that, hasn't it?
It has been close. I think you could quite clearly see the difference on the day was not conceding. I thought the team worked extremely hard out of possession, and in possession we looked to make sure we got into their final third and at times looked very dangerous.
How important is it as well for the young players out here? They know now what it takes to turn around. When you go on a little run, they know what it takes mentally and on the pitch to turn things around.
Well, it's not just the young players, I think it's me as well. That was my first time as a manager where I had that run of defeats on the success that we had last year. But I also knew and was ready and well prepared for that situation, because I always said football's forgotten very quickly. It's not what's gone on in the past. I've had to forget about last year and forget about what I've done, because supporters turn up and they want to see their team win. So it's important you focus on the here and now.
Do you learn more as a manager after a run of defeats than you do when you're winning games regularly?
I think it's more so it's the test of character. That's one thing that I've noticed, and not just on the field, you're talking off the field. What I've noticed is there's a group of staff that work hard every day, that were very supportive. And it's important that you get that, because this is a football club where it's at the stage where we need to build. And I'm excited to try and build this football club back up again.
And are you pleased with how things have gone so far in terms of having your own pre-season, and we're almost 10 games into the season now? Are you pleased with how things are coming along from that side of things?
I am, but if I could have 3 pre-seasons to prepare with a team, I'd rather have that, because I think you know personalities a lot more. You know what it's like when they have to deal with a defeat. You know what goes well when they're confident, and I think as a manager, when you get that time and you've built your team up and you've had time you can stand there and say, yeah, I've had time now, and if it's not ticking right, then you almost hold your hand up and say it's my fault. And that's what I'm trying to do, and it's been a little bit difficult because we've had 1 or 2 injuries, experienced players that have come back now, and you can see the difference.
Yeah, obviously Darren Ward came straight back into the side last week, which you could see made a difference to have that stable back four, if you like, and having those experienced players rather than sitting behind you in the dugout to be on the pitch. It's something that you'll be pleased to have.
It's always important to have leaders in the team that can lead in the right way. People follow leaders, and there's one thing Darren is your leader. He's got experience, and I think players look up to Darren. And what I've noticed is that we were back to the way we normally play. I think we're certainly that first month that we had, and with the run of results that we had, I didn't see my team playing with the energy they normally play, and that was a main part last year. We had a lot of energy.
Saturday sees Cheltenham visit Hewish Park, and obviously Gary Johnson returns as well. What are your thoughts with Gary's return?
Very respectful in Gary coming back. I think he's done a fantastic job throughout his career. He would be someone that I would speak to. I think to be a manager nowadays and standing in the same shoes as what he's had to stand in for when he first started off at Newmarket to what he's achieved is phenomenal, and I respect that. I think anyone that can't respect that for how difficult it is to be a manager nowadays, need to take a look at themselves. But that's one thing that I've got, and I'm sure he's got the same respect for me. I think he may need pointing in the right direction when he arrives on the match day, but I'll leave that to Terry to show him where the away dressing room is. And we'll look forward to it, because it'll be a good game. They're in the same position as what we're in. And I know Gary, and he's a winner, and so am I. So we'll be doing our best to make sure both teams get the right results.
Yeah, all that aside, it's obviously still the 3 points up for grabs. What kind of game are you expecting from Cheltenham as well?
By looking at them and analysing them and looking at the way they played, I think the way that Gary sets up, I think he'll be looking to be a little bit more stronger. His team to be a little bit more compact, so they don't concede in times that they've conceded. Obviously, the major factor is right. You know, a lot of play goes through right, and then they get runners off him, and balls are set back from crosses, and the ball gets whipped in, and he looks to get numbers forward. So we both know about each other's teams. I mean, you know, I've played the same system now, and I've stuck by that even through the spell that I had. So we'll both be well prepared, and knowing the way he prepares and the way I prepare, it's about the players when they cross that white line on the day. And my players play for Yeovil, and it's their care and their duty to make sure they represent the club well, and we do everything that we can to climb the table.